Good day, Junior Tickies. I'm Mrs. Brimacombe, and we are going to look at Activity 2 in Bank Reconciliation. In this activity, we are going to look at a different way in which the information is presented to you compared to Activity 1. We're also going to look at what do you do if the balance as per bank statement has a question mark. Looking at what is required, complete the cash receipts journal and cash payment journal for August, prepare the bank account, and prepare the bank reconciliation statement. Now we're going to go through the information and we're going to sort out from the beginning what needs to go where. If I look at information A, on 31 August 2021, the bank account in the general ledger reflected a debit balance of 11,300. A debit balance means that we have a favorable bank balance. We need to take this as our opening balance in our bank account. Information B, provisional totals from the cash journals on 31 August 2021. So they provided us with the cash receipts journal 66,000 and the cash payment 58,500. Always check on your answer booklet. If it's given to you, that's fine. You do nothing else with this. You just leave it as it is. If they did not provide it on your answer booklet, please make sure that you fill in step number 1. Complete the totals brought forward. Bank Recon, we need to update our journals. Information C, the following information on the August 2021 bank statement received from HL Bank did not appear in the August 2021 cash journals. So if it does not appear in the cash journals, what do? If it appears on the bank statement and it does not appear in our books, we need to update the CRJ and the CPJ. So if I go through the transactions now, a deposit from D. Davy, 9,600 for his monthly rent. That means we need to take it to the cash receipts journal. Debit orders, cash payment journal. Debit order means money coming off my account. We've given a third party permission that money may be deducted from our bank account. Then I've got EFT fees, cash handling fees, service fees. This is all added together and recorded as my bank charges. The same as in the previous activity, we are not going to list them separately. Any cost by the bank for services rendered by the bank must be added together as bank charges. Interest on favorable balance means we need to update our cash receipts journal. A deposit from the debtor, Nukanda, 6,700 in settlement of his account. It means the business received money, cash receipts journal. Then an EFT for 5,555 was reflected on the business bank statement. This payment does not relate to the business and must be corrected by the bank. This means that the bank made a mistake. We're not going to show it in our books. This we need to correct in the bank reconciliation statement. It was a mistake by the bank. Information number D, the following information in the August 2021 cash journals did not appear on the bank statement. If it does not appear on the bank statement and it appears in our books, it means we need to take it to the bank recon. Information E, balance according to the bank statement on 31 August, question mark. Whenever you see that the balance according to the bank statement is a question mark, This means in the bank reconciliation, this will become the balancing figure. Now that we have sorted out, going through all the information, where do we need to take what? We are going to complete the cash receipts journal. So the first transaction, a deposit from D. David, 9,600 for his monthly rent. It means in my cash receipts journal, source document is going to be my bank statement. From who did we receive the money? D. Davy. How much did we receive? 9,600. For what reason? Rent income. Interest on favorable balance, 85. Again, my source document is going to be bank statement. Details. What is the name of the bank? HL Bank. 85. Interest on current account. When we have a favorable bank balance, it is always interest on current account. When we have an unfavorable bank balance, it will appear in the CPJ as interest on bank overdraft. So now we can tick that off. The last one, a deposit from debtor Nukanda for 6,700 in settlement of his account. Settlement means he paid it in full. So in my cash receipts journal, from who did we receive the money? How much did we receive? 6,700. For what reason? In settlement of account means this person is a debtor. So my details, debtors control. My source document again would be bank statement. Now we can tick that off. Once we've completed all the transactions that goes into the cash receipts journal, we can total. Do not forget the 66,000 must be included in the total. We are updating our cash receipts journal. In our cash payment journal, we're now going to look at all the debit orders. The first one is Town Council, 4,890 for water and electricity. Source document, bank statement, details, who did we pay, how much did we pay, for what reason. Second debit order, Best Insurers, 5,300 for insurance. So in my CPJ, I'm going to have document, bank statement, details, who did we pay, Best Insurers, how much, 5,300 for what, insurance. That will be my details, and then we can tick it off. We had another debit order, ABBA Bank, 4,500 repayment of the loan. Source document in my CPJ, bank statement, who did we pay? ABBA Bank, how much? 4,500 for what reason? Loan, and make sure that you write again the name of the bank, ABBA Bank. Why do we need to write the name of the bank? Because we can have more than one loan from a different financial institution. So make sure that you always write the name. Now we can tick this off. Our last transaction is the bank charges. Again, the source document, bank statement, details, HL Bank. How much did we pay them? In total, 711. For what reason? Bank charges. Once we've taken all the transactions to the CPJ, we can total the bank column and the amount in sundry accounts. In our bank account, we're going to have on the debit side, balance brought down 11,300. Debit side means we have a favorable bank balance. This will then be classified as a current asset. Irrelevant if this is an asset or liability, bank is always debited from the cash receipts journal and always credited from the cash payment journal. Make sure you take your total from the cash receipts journal to the bank account. So on the debit side, we're going to have sundry accounts, cash receipts journal, 82,385. You can either write sundry accounts or total receipts. From the cash payment journal, make sure that you take the total that you've calculated, 73,901, to the credit side of the bank account. So August the 31st, sundry accounts, CPJ 73,901. You can either write sundry accounts or total payments. Once we've posted from the cash receipts journal and the cash payment journal our updated totals, we can now calculate the new bank balance. So always look which side has the most or highest amount, and that's where you start adding up. It is clear that the debit side is more than the credit side. So we're going to add the debit side minus the credit side, the 73,901, and that will be our new balance. Our new updated balance must go to the bank reconciliation as it appears in our books. A reminder, when completing the bank reconciliation statement, it is from the bank's perspective. Everything is from the bank's perspective except for the balance as per bank account. So at the bottom, we have all the transactions that we've recognized which should appear in the bank reconciliation. Balance as per bank statement is a question mark. If you remember correctly what I said earlier, this means this will become our balancing figure. Looking at the outstanding deposit, 21,700, in my bank reconciliation statement, it will be credited as it would appear on the bank statement. Any money deposit into our account will be credited. So now we can tick that off. Then we have outstanding EFT. Payments from our bank account will appear on the debit side on the bank statement. So debit outstanding EFT 7,220. I do not care for what reason that payment was made when completing the bank reconciliation statement. So please don't write in your bank reconciliation trading stock. We have another outstanding outstanding EFT number 223 for 2,896. So I don't need to write outstanding EFT again. If you do, that is 100% fine, but we can just write the number. Again, it will appear on the debit side because on the bank statement, a payment would appear on the debit side, 2,896. Then we can tick it off, the last one. An EFT for 5,555 was reflected on the bank statement. This payment does not relate to the business and must be corrected. So you need to identify what mistake that the bank made. So an EFT means they thought we made a payment, but it was a mistake by them, which means if they've incorrectly debited our account, they will need to credit the amount wrongly debited. So on the credit side, we're going to have 5,555. Balance as per bank account. Make sure that you take your updated balance calculated, and again make sure as it appears in our books. In our books, it's on the debit side, which means the balance according to the bank account must be on the debit side. Now we can calculate the balance as per bank statement. Always look the same as what we do when we're balancing the bank account. Make sure that you take note of where do I have the highest amounts. So if I compare the debit side with the credit side, it is clear that the debit side is more than the credit side, which means I'm going to add the debit side and I'm going to subtract everything on the credit side. So the balance as per bank statement appears on the credit side, 2,645. So this means this, according to the bank statement, is a favorable bank balance. Again, like I mentioned before, you can choose to either do the 2-column method or the 1-column method. If you choose to do the 1-column method, we're simply going to say outstanding deposit, no bracket. Outstanding EFTs, brackets. Balance according to bank account is at the bottom. Then we need to work our way up to find the balance as per bank statement. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed and learned a lot in this activity. Next up, we're going to look at adding. What do we do with the previous month bank recon? We're also going to look at a different way in which the bank reconciliation statement can be asked, or the bank reconciliation. I want to leave you with this quote: education is our passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to the people who prepare for it today. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.